So here we go. Just a moment remaining, and we will be seeing the action live on your screen. Benteezy underway. He's going to head to his own house, and we find the hammer. Whoa, and the boots at sync. So this is a fast hammer seed. Wow. So 2 items right off the bat that are huge for speedrunning purposes and for clearing the game in the first place. So Hippo, very astutely realizing, hey, bonk rocks are out here, and there's the moon pearl in the bonk rocks. Wow. So that is ridiculous. So we have some seriously fast start here in this open seed. Now, of course, fast starts can, of course, be masking a very, very slow end game. So we never know. Hippo making the check on Aga's lumberjack cave, and I couldn't see that. $1, you say? All right. $1, Bob. Wait, I'm Bob. What's going on? Alright, so we got +5 arrow. Upgrade on the mushroom spot. Meanwhile, Benteezy is making his way into the escape with that hammer. LewdDolphin's picking up quite a bit of money off of that rupee crab, because he's dropping the big 20s today. All right. So just a burrito in the boomerang chest, and a big 300 rupee drop from the back of the tavern today, as Hippo makes his way to purchase a cache of bombs, cache of explosives from the south of Kakariko. And we find the red boomerang in Zelda's cell, and a piece of heart in the chicken hut. We also have a bottle somewhere on LewdDolphin's screen with a heart container from the sick kid. Vanilla bottle vendor, that's what it was. That makes sense. Because Lewd picked up all that money, was able to purchase that very quickly. So we see Hippo picking up the heart container and 20 rupees here in the Kakariko well. We got 3 more items we can check in here. Meanwhile, all the other runners have picked up that moon pearl, and we just have some love and money in the well. Because tonight, it is your money and your life. And we've got the blue mail inside of Blind's hut. For those of you keeping score at home, I would recommend checking this chest that Hippo is about to check, and not just opening the wall and walking out, in case you were wondering. Not speaking from experience or anything, but yeah, do that. So now Hippo will be making his way to the sick kid to pick up his heart container. And then we'll probably be seeing a check of the library. The boots were at Sanctuary. Alright, the race game has another big 300 rupee drop, so all the rupees you can stand today, all the way around this seed. When is the Zelda CDI randomizer? No. I believe the answer to that is no. Oh, so our trackers today, those are MathGirl718 and JTN2002. So thank you to both of ours trackers for keeping up with this action in a far better manner than I could. You guys don't even want to know what happens to a tracker when it's in my hands. Meanwhile, Hippo picking up the sword and the mirror in the back of Sahasrah's closet. Now, Hippo checks out Sahasrah's closet, but leaves Eastern for later as he heads down into the dam. Making use of that mirror to make one trip into the dam instead of two. Why not a Zelda CDI randomizer? Because, have you played those games? I mean, Zelda's Adventure would be okay as a randomizer. For some value of the word okay. So anyway, Hippo heading over to the mini Moldorm cave. Nothing really of value in the dam, just 10 arrows and 50 rupees. And Hippo making short work of these Moldorms. They like to troll you just as much as the big one. So we got red rupees and a heart piece, followed by a second heart piece and the glove. There's the power glove. I love it. It is, in fact, so bad. So, ladies and gentlemen, Hippo will now be moving on. He starting at Sank, so I'm guessing he's going to the back of Escape. That would be my guess. We do get a map check. We see red pendant on Hera and crystal number 1 at Eastern. I think I saw another crystal down at East. Oh yeah, the glove gives you Dark World access at this point. What am I talking about? Mr. Nix. Or, I don't know what you're talking about. Alright, so we see Rywek is actually going to grab the 300 rupees here on the race game. He may or may not have checked it already, but that is a perfectly valid play. Alright, so we see what appeared to be a pendant at Skullwoods and Palace of Darkness. Unless I am wrong, which I could be. That could have been a 5-6 crystal at Skullwoods. My eyes did things to my brain. Okay, 5 and 6 were Ice and Thieves Town. Alright. And Skullwoods was a pendant, and so was Palace of Darkness. So we see the shovel inside Skullwoods. The Master Shovel Dream is in fact dead. And there's that small key allowing Hippo to move on in this dungeon. Alright, so the big key found as well, and we can see Hippo head to the big chest. Now, LewdDolphin is doing the fake flippers, and we see 50 rupees at the hobo. And we find the bow inside the big chest of Skull Woods. That's the 2 items for Skull Woods. I imagine Hippo will be piecing out momentarily. Alright, so Benteezy gonna check out the Ice Rod Cave real fast, while Hippo is checking out the Sea House. Sea House just has 20 rupees. And Benteezy finds 5 in the Ice Rod Cave. LewdDolphin going to check the Waterfall of Wishing. Inside we've got more rupees and more love. No, I believe Hippo is the only one with mirror, because that was in the back of Sahasrala's closet. So unless you've been there, you ain't got it. So Rywek is setting up the dash, the water dash, with the Ice Rod Cave, and we find the hook shot inside of Thieves Town. We've got a shield as well. Apparently the Cane of Samaria is sitting on Zora's Ledge, which is one of those places that you really have to know exactly what you're doing to get to without the flippers. And it not be considered a major glitch. So there is the big key as well as the map at Thieves Town, so that is 2 items in Thieves Town. And it looks like I am being joined by someone.
Hey, it's Dark Shadows 59 here.
Hey, Dark Shadows, how you doing?
Alright, so...
Welcome to the party.
Hey, thanks for having me.
And so we've got ourselves a plan. Hippo is kind of pulled out in the front here with all the items he's been finding.
Yeah, first one with the sword helps too.
But we do know where that cane is, and you're going to need flippers to get that unless you know the little trick to pull that off.
Yeah, it looked like Rywek was trying that trick, but couldn't pull it off.
Yeah. Alright, so Hippo making his way through Grasshopper Alley here in Thieves Town. Making a little skylight for blind and rewarded with plus 10 arrow upgrade.
Well, at least he's got the bow to use it.
That is true. The bow in the big chest in Skull Woods. So Skull Woods being the treasure trove it usually is. And if the shovel turns out to be something big, it will also be really, really nice. So we find Hype Cave, and in the Hype Cave, the only item of any relevance we see is the cape, the magic cape. Which is something that you can use to get through Bumper Cave.
Yeah, Aga's already off the table, but hopefully we still see some use out of the cape.
That's very true. Alright, so there is a compass for Thieves Town, and so that means there could be something in the big chest. He must have already gone there. There's no way he'd leave that behind. Oh no, he doesn't have the key. So the key's in the big chest, because that can happen now.
It could still be on blind, couldn't it?
Maybe? I'm not sure. Yeah, so Hippo did get the hook shot unless I saw that wrong.
Hippo pulling it out with just one heart left.
Oh, and the flippers are found at blind. So there you go. That's gonna fix all that. That's gonna get you the Cane of Samaria for sure. Goodness, this is a blazing fast setup for the seed. There's still the potential for some trolls, but my goodness, have you seen such a seed that sets you up this fast in a long time?
Now you mentioned key on blind earlier. That is the update in the logic where certain small keys and big keys can be locked away now.
Right. That's the thing I was talking about, where the small key can be in the big chest now. It's a possibility, and the reason they allow that is because it doesn't lead to anything else. That is the lamp in the digging game. So once again, fire source acquired. Also, vision in dark rooms. Some people find it overrated. I don't.
Yeah, there's a few dark rooms that aren't fun.
Yeah, Mire Darkroom comes to mind.
The unrequired Aga comes to mind.
Yeah, Aga Darkrooms are not great. But I did figure out enough to get to that second chest for Key Sanity mode. Because it's good.
Oh, that'll come in handy in a couple of weeks.
Yep. Alright, so there was the shovel check. It was just a piece of heart. But still pretty good, all things considered. Rywek, on the other hand, is going into Palace of Darkness without the bow. That is going to not work out for him, unfortunately. But he does find the flute. So that does help.
It might still make it worth it for him.
Yep, for all we know, we could also find the Titan's Mitts in here. There is absolutely a Key Sanity tournament coming up.
First round of it actually starts the 29th.
Yep, starts on January 29th, 10 days from now. And I'm going to get wrecked. It's going to be great. All right. So here we go. Rywek getting some more things in pod. Making his way through the dark rooms here. And we see that Hippos is reading the items he got and says, wait a minute, I can finish Swamp. So that's where he's going.
If he doesn't find a sword in here, though, I see Menu Boss incoming.
Oh boy. Menu boss for days. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if Rywek somehow found the Titan's Mitts inside that dark room.
Well, looking at our pendants, I can kind of understand why we go in here without the bow. He can still... If he isn't bow locked, he can complete a lot of it, and pod is only a pendant.
Yeah, that's a perfectly fine. It's a perfectly fine way of doing things. I do like going into pendant dungeons with the intention that I might have to double dip them more than I do crystal dungeons.
Taking a death in one of the dark rooms.
Yeah, the dark maze not being kind to Rywek today.
And on Benteezy, we're going to see that cape come into play.
Oh, because yeah, Benteezy has found a sword upgrade on Bumper Cave, and you need at least the Master Sword to complete this game, so that does seem like something people would grab if they see it.
Did Rywek find a sword over in Pot?
Apparently. Apparently there was a sword in the dark.
And he's got the flute. Sorry, he's got the cape. So we could see Tempered from Rywek before long.
Indeed. But we see Rywek is going once again to more dark rooms. This time,
Hippo got Titans.
oh my, Titans mitts
in Southern
in Swamp. That is huge. Alright, so Hippohead will be making his way into the Argus fight. After checking, I assume, these other 3 chests. He has not gone to the left side of Swamp, to the best of my knowledge. So, he may be making the left side skip play, depending on what he finds here. He just picked up the big key, so that's another thing that may come back to haunt him.
Yeah, with both rods still missing and Turtle Rock required, I don't like skipping chests.
Well, the only when you find that big key, that tells you that no matter what, there's something either in the big chest or in the 2 chests on the left side. Because they can't all be the compass or map. Anyways, it looks like we have an incoming menu boss. So get your menu boss hype.
Hype?
I don't know if there's such a thing as menu boss hype, but there is now.
Now, Lewd's making his second attempt on blind. It's a lot harder when you don't have the sword to work with.
That is very true. It's also a lot harder when you don't have the initial setup that most people deal with to get off the first few hits, but it looks like LewdDolphin is doing a pretty decent job so far. Just needs 3 more hits and blind will go down. Oh, this is going to be touch and go. Oh, and he takes another hit.
And blind, very much a fight of dodge the everything, and there's a lot of everything to dodge.
We don't know the status of the pedestal yet. It could be required. It's not dead.
We haven't found Ice Rod. It's not dead.
That is correct. We know Fire Rod can't be there, on account of needing to clear Skull Woods to beat it. Any of the medallions could be there. And, like, fetch quest items, and that's about it. So Hippo is, in fact, returning to Swamp Palace to make sure that he can get through.
Yep, just 3 not so quick chests to check.
Yep. Left side of left side of Swamp is notoriously slow. And it is for 2 chests, but it's still pretty slow.
Yeah, but you're here, you might as well do it, because if it ends up being fire rod or ice rod, you'll be kicking yourself for the rest of the day.
Yeah, so Swamp turning out to be a pretty good play today. Yeah. Now, unfortunately, like with the way this seed has been going, and the flippers being available, the Titan's Mitts now available, my brain wants Ice Palace to be a thing, but unfortunately, we still can't get into Ice Palace on account of needing some sort of high-powered fire source, like Bombos or Fire Rod. It's like LewdDolphin is making yet another attempt on Blind's life here.
A few frustration pulls.
And Rywek is going to go pick up that Tempered Sword off of Bumper Cave. And Hippo is going to have a little bit of problem with block pushing.
And there's our first bacon.
It's bacon! Alright, so left side chest here. Number 1 is the compass. The final chest
Let's see a fire rod we've been talking about for a little bit.
is Ether. The Ether medallion could be important. We don't know. At the moment, it does appear that Hippo has a significant lead on the rest of our runners, simply based on the number of items that he has managed to locate. He's going to want to get into Palace of Darkness at some point, but I can see that sort of in his future on account of he has the hammer and the bow. That does seem like the sort of thing you would go for.
He might be routing catfishing, though. Since he's got the flippers, he can run up and get the cane at the same time.
Oh my. Yeah, that would be a thing. And there's another sword upgrade on the pyramid. So it could be that Rywek's sword upgrade was on the pyramid.
I think that was the case. Oh, Hippo's not routing in catfish right now.
Yeah. Actually, he might be routing in Zora's ledge, though. On account of he's hitting Hobo here, and he might head south to get into Zora's ledge. Maybe not. All right, so Rywek picked up the hook shot here in Thieves Town. Yeah, and so Hippo is heading up to Zora just via Hobo, and that's a actually pretty fast way to hit up Hobo. We see just a vanilla piece of heart on the Hylia Island. I hadn't seen that before. I'm sure someone had already.
Yeah, you were totally right about him routing in the going south for the Zora.
Yeah, the little teleport in front of Ice Palace to get you all the way up here. That's a little faster if you want to go get the Cane of Samaria here off of Zora's ledge. And I'm not convinced that Hippo has even checked Zora yet, so he just is like happenstancing into this.
Hey, sometimes in Randomizer, a little bit of luck goes a long way.
And it looks like Benteezy has picked up the bacon as well. And Dark Shadows, I have some news for you.
Uh-oh.
I'm told that if you understand the laws of the universe and what is exactly happening here, you will realize that it does in fact have to be Kane.
Oh!
For all of you who were wondering.
It can't be! Oh.
So LewdDolphin has made his way into Palace of Darkness. LewdDolphin somehow still swordless. While Hippo is heading up to Death Mountain. Within the logic, he has everything he needs to clear, yes, everything up here except the Ether Tablet. And of course, the dungeons. Well, he can clear Hera just fine, but Turtle Rock will cause problems. And I'm pretty sure I just saw my favorite item in the game.
Yes, you did, up on top of Spectacle Rock.
All day, we have the Magic Powder, which is just designed to make your life so much better. It's basically the best.
Now, you mentioned earlier being able to dip into dungeons. He actually might be able to get a little ways into Turtle Rock, if he so chose.
Yeah, he could, assuming that, well, assuming now that either Ether or Quake is the medallion for Turtle Rock, then he could probably get in the door. He could reach the first chest on the left side, and if that is a key, he could theoretically make it all the way to Laser Bridge, depending on where the keys are distributed.
Wouldn't it be funny if we saw Ice Rod and Fire Rod both on Laser Bridge?
That's kind of gross and genius, and I love it.
Hey, Hippo's got 2 medallions and a sword and a mirror and a hammer and Titan's mitts. He could dip in there.
Well, Hippo could theoretically clear Mire, assuming he can get in the front door.
Oh, I was saying Turtle Rock while he's up here.
Oh, no, I was responding to someone in chat, sorry. I should have mentioned that. Especially for our YouTube viewers out there who may not know exactly what's going on here.
No one can get in Mire right now because Hippo still needs the flute.
Right. You can't actually get there, and no one else has the Titan's mitts. So there you go. He will have to go into Palace of Darkness at some point. The good old Mullet Mansion. Now, of course, the flute was, part of the party for Mullet Mansion, and it was actually in the front, so perhaps we have more of like a Mohawk Mansion.
That works out. Oh, and Hippo found both his items in Hera and noped out before fighting Trolldorn.
Yep. He is 100% betting against the pedestal, which, in general is a good play to make, betting against the pedestal. If someone gives you even odds on the pedestal, you take the no.
Yeah, but he was right there.
Yeah, but it's Trolldorm. Nobody wants to willingly fight Trolldorm.
I'll willingly fight Trolldorm. guess I'm the weird one of the bunch.
Yeah. Oh, okay, so the sword was in Pod, but it was also on the pyramid, apparently.
Is Lewd about to go fight Helmasaur with a fighter sword?
It looks like that may be the case.
I guess bow doesn't make it too much of a problem, though.
Yeah, you could land, 8 arrows in the little jewel and you'll be fine. The problem with that is he tends to move around like a jerk.
But he just wants to show you the dance of his people.
Oh, okay. So the 5-6 crystals are Thieves Town and Ice Palace. So Turtle Rock is just a normal crystal, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Hippo, just kind of take a peek into Turtle Rock.
Worst case scenario, you go into Turtle Rock, that first chest ends up being Bombos, and then you have Ice Palace access. Probably not worst case, but could happen.
Yeah. Oh, we got somebody calling Fire Rod and Ice Rod both on the Pyramid Ferry. That sounds like a fun thing.
I've seen them side by side in Paradox, so if we find Bombos, yeah, that's definitely a thing.
So Hippos is going to look at what the medallion requirement is for Turtle Rock. It is Ether, so we can get in. But before we do that, we're going to take a peek into the Hookshot Cave. Alright, so Rywek finds the Butter Sword and his mirror. So Rywek is armed to the teeth.
Kind of wondering where those silvers are.
The silver arrows are an important part of Link's arsenal. Without those, you're going to have a real hard time beating Ganon. You can do it, but you're going to have a hard time. I'm told there has been an ice rod.
Yeah, Lewd has an ice rod.
Yeah, was it on Helmasaur? Yeah.
Helmasaur is required.
Oh, that's fun. Nobody likes to finish out pendant dungeons. I mean, it is the green pendant. So it could, there could be something on Sahasrara, which I think LewdDolphin might be going to check right now. Alright, so without the fire rod, you have to hope that if you want to go further in Turtle Rock, you have to hope that there is a key in the first small chest. From that point, you kill the Pokey in the next room and hope there's a key in the next chest. From that point, you can reach the laser bridge if you steal the key from the Pokey near the rod. But no such luck here today. We just have a bottle, and Hippo is peacing out.
Considering we know the ice rod's not there, there is no chance for double rods in Turtle Rock, so that might have been good for Hippo.
Yeah. Perhaps unfortunately is not the correct term. I think Benteezy just checked Magic Bat, but I didn't see what it was.
I saw Sarsaparilla had a heart container.
Well, alright then. And we see Hippo is making the play on Spike Cave. Spike Cave is within the logic, as he has the cape and a bottle. Now, they did relax the requirements ever so slightly with version 28. The cape still requires a bottle or half magic, and the... oh my goodness, the mushroom. Anyway, and the Cane of Brian, however, does not require a bottle or half magic.
I heard you like a fetch quest.
Indeed. So I heard you like fetch quests.
I thought no one liked them.
Well, I mean, our trackers seem to like them.
Fetch quest. Yeah, we got Fetch Quest Mountain, Fetch Quest Bonanza. Oh wow. Never mind, everyone likes fetch quests.
It looks like it. There's a strong desire for massive trolls from everyone in chat, and it looks like Hippo is about to make the dive into Turtle Rock. Rywek got the butter sword from Saha's closet, actually, but the 4 swords were in Sahasrah's closet, on the pyramid, on Bumper Cave, and in the back of Palace of Darkness.
So Rywek made the same play on Hera, getting his second item and saying nope.
So he nopes right on out, and he's going to get the mushroom here in Spite Cave, assuming he gets off in time.
Oh no!
That's unfortunate for Rywek.
And Lewd now has his mirror shield.
So was that actually half magic in Graveyard Ledge, or is somebody? Are you just calling that?
Benteezy has half magic right now.
Well, all right then. We did also get 3 shields. I can't really remember where all of them were, but LewdDolphin has all of them.
So where everyone else went the damage route with the swords, Lewd went the tank route with the shields.
Yep. Somebody ought to tell him, though, that you really want to spec offense in this game.
Yeah, best defense, don't get hit. Unless it makes you go fast, then it's okay.
The best defense is to get good. I mean, what? Alright, so LewdDolphin gonna finish off the Armos Knights for a crystal, and Hippo is following suit. He has not yet gone into Palace of Darkness, but he will shortly.
We hope. Actually, dungeon-wise, Hippo's running out of options.
Yeah. Palace of Darkness is basically it at this point, and he's going to need to clear it. Like, completely.
Hopefully he doesn't bail after Flute.
Yeah, that would be unfortunate for him. So one of the shields was in Eastern.
Benteezy's about to get his Titan's mitts.
We'll see if he continues on. He does. Yeah, so Hippo is going to go back to pod as soon as he finishes. He's just going to step into his portal. I can't imagine any scenario in which that's not the case. I think LewdDolphin is about to go get that third sword. Yep. Using cape stretch to avoid the murder dactyl. That is...
Gets hit anyway.
Yep. It's a perfectly fine way of doing things. And Hippo nicely takes care of those red Igors. Pulling that off in one cycle is a lot trickier than it looks.
Can agree.
And he gets the quick kill on Armos. Which is something I still need to learn.
There's good quick kills, and then there's better quick kills. I'd classify that under better quick kill.
Correct. Alright, so Hippo is going to make his way into Palace of Darkness, and he's going to be pleasantly surprised by the contents of this pendant dungeon.
Benteezy just speeding through the puffballs on Argus.
Yeah, there is a very quick kill strat for that as well. It's very difficult with the Tempered Sword, and it's less difficult with the Buttered Sword, but I don't know how to do either one. So, there you go.
Yeah, with the Butter Sword, if you use the hookshot immediately as you poke a puffball, then you keep the Butter Sword out, and yeah, you can just poke them all down. The Tempered, I'm guessing there was a dash strat in there.
Yeah, it involves hook dashing and some other, like, ridiculousness. So, the pedestal might still be a thing, to the best of my knowledge. Oh, and we've had a subscription from Firebird12. Thank you very much for that. Fire Rod is not in play, because they would need to beat Skullwoods. But it would have to be a medallion at this point.
Yeah, it looks like Bombos is the last thing they need. And that's only possibly need.
Correct. Alright, so Hippo is going to make his way into the back of Pod. We're going to see some potential strats for clearing that out as quickly as possible. I also expect the Tempered Sword to arrive magically in Hippo's hands.
So I don't believe anyone's checked Catfish either.
Yeah, no Catfish check, to the best of my knowledge. That being said, open mode, often you don't end up checking Catfish because it's way out of the way and you don't necessarily need it.
I'm just surprised with the backtrack to Zora that they didn't do it then. So I think Lewd actually walked up there.
That is interesting. So, Hippo did pick up the flute here in Palace of Darkness. He's going to have to, of course, go activate that before it's useful. So the question is, after picking up this big chest, will Hippo finish Pod? He will. And that is going to pay off for him.
Yeah, it's a good thing he realized he still has an item left in here. Now we got Benteezy turning in his frog.
Yep. The whole blacksmith situation here usually gives you a sword upgrade, but of course with randomizer you have no idea.
We know it's not a sword upgrade.
That is true. I believe there was an early version of the randomizer where this was still a sword upgrade. But they have since moved everything around as best they can to completely randomize all the items you can come up with. And it looks like a life upgrade. Well, considering the fact that Rywek has the butter sword, the option was, in fact, not possible there. Oh, okay, yeah, in general it can be a sword upgrade. And I've seen it. I've even seen you get the vanilla tempered sword from that, depending on how you routed it. Alright, so Hippo's finally facing off against Helmasaur. He's going to get this ice rod.
Benteezy doing some nice hook shot with the chest. That way he can dash out of it.
All right. So if that's an actual question in chat, the thing you need to do next is go back and talk to Sazrala, get the boots, and then go get the book out of the library by bonking the shelf. Then you can go to the Desert Palace. Alright, so Rywek will be the first player to go into Mire, and Mire's medallion turns out is Quake today. So Quake and Ether just reversed of the main medallions. And if you don't mind, I believe I have something that needs to be prepared.
Go right ahead.
Done. Hey, have you seen my duck? I think he might be stuck inside this statue trunk. What do you know? The duck is breaking out with a quack and a shout, and so there is no doubt it's time to go. All right.
Woohoo! That was a good one. Benteezy was trying to get his hover on there.
Yeah, that would have been a little interesting, a little unnecessary, seeing as he has the hook shot. But oh, he was just trying to get back, I guess. That makes sense. All right, so he's going to have a real short trip into Turtle Rock as well.
Quaking the dead rocks, except for the one that's stuck in his way.
Yep. Nobody likes dead rocks. The bad. There are the silver arrows. They're on the desert ledge.
Well then.
Of course, hippos will be able to clear out desert in no time at all. Or, some number of time.
Hippo is a fire rod from go mode right now.
Yep, he needs that fire rod, and he'll be able to clear out Ice Palace, Misery Mire, Turtle Rock, everything else. What I want to see is, I want to see the fire rod in this chest that Rywek is about to get. That's what I want to see.
And Benteezy, the second of our featured runners into Turtle Rock.
Yep, but a very short trip indeed, on account of no fire rod and no small key. Hey, there's the cane of Brian in desert on the right-hand side.
We possibly could have used that about 50 minutes ago.
Yeah, blind fight would have been easier. There's +5 arrows in the big chest, so that is the 2 items in desert. I expect Hippo to go ahead and finish it. It's a crystal, so why not?
Be interested to see what else Rywek digs out of Mire.
So I'm going to say that the pedestal is basically dead at this point.
It could still be Bombo. Oh, never mind. There's
Well,
Fire Rod.
Okay. Fire rod in Big Chest Mire?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, in order for it to be Bombos, you would have had to have the fire rod already anyway.
True.
And so you could use that to get through Ice Palace anyway, so yeah, it was dead. And now it's very dead. It's like super dead. There's a difference between mostly dead and all dead. And in this case, it is all dead.
Red mail, maybe? I don't think these runners need it, though.
Doubtful.
Well, we got the 1 cycle from Hippo.
Mm-hmm. 1 cycle silver arrow kill. Always fun to see, because those silver arrows are a little difficult to time.
Move a lot slower than a fire rod shot, that's for sure.
Alright, so I expect Hippo to jump in the portal and head back into Mire. He's going to quake this entrance and go inside and acquire some amazing things. But yes, once Hippo opens the big chest here in Mire, he will officially reach Go mode, which means he can do a Go mode Ice Palace and a Go mode Turtle Rock. That's always a fun little set of dungeons to be able to just blaze through.
And Lewd's taking on his Desert Mire combo, so he'll actually... No, he's not quite in Go mode, because he doesn't have Quake either.
Where was Quake again?
Ooh.
Yeah, Rywek definitely has Quake. Hera. That's right. It was the freestanding item in the lower left basement of Hera.
Right, I remember that now.
Now, in order to get that big chest, Hippos is going to have to head to the left side, go to the vanilla big key chest, to pick up the vanilla big key and then go to the big chest. Fire Rod is in the big chest here in Misery Mire, so Hippo S will be able to pick that up shortly. Just a quick update, an hour into this run, no finishers yet, but we don't really expect a finisher at an hour. But we've got a lot of, we still got a lot of racers in this race, and you never know what could happen. Now, everybody here is doing well so far, but we probably won't be able to do the big key guessing game when we get to Ganon's Tower. Mainly because we don't know if these people are the first people into Ganon's Tower, so somebody else could watch the stream and or watch someone else's stream and just guess based on that. That's why we don't do that during the big daily races. But we can still guess. It's just it won't count for the leaderboard. Go. Hippo picks up that big key, and now we will have to see what he does next, because he might be tempted to go kill Vitreous immediately.
Yeah, if you went and got Vitreous and didn't come back for that red chest, that would be a disaster. But he's been good about finding all of his items, so I doubt that would happen.
Yes, apparently the chat has started doing nothing but the Princess Bride quotes, so I started something both beautiful and terrible at the same time.
I've never seen that, actually.
That is a travesty. I have no words. It's not required, but it's close.
So I've been told. Rywek almost hit a one cycle without using no silvers.
Very nice. The Fire Rod strat's also very potent on Landmolas. And Hippo has now officially entered what we like to call Go Mode.
The question now is, how fast can he clear everything else?
Yep, it's pretty quick.
And a 103 Go Mode with a required item on a pendant Helmasaur? Not
that's
bad.
Pretty great. You gotta admire Hippo's patience for waiting to do that until it was basically absolutely necessary. Where it was possible, but it was still possible to do. Waiting to go into pod before he had to have the bow before he goes into pod. There we go, words. I know how to do words. Alright, so Hippo finishes off Vitreous, and he's got 2 more crystals to pick up, and that will finish the seed for him. What will be undoubtedly a 4 or 5 minute trip into Ice Palace, followed by a slightly longer trip into Turtle Rock.
Lude's going up Death Mountain. This is his quest for Quake.
Speaking of Ice Palace, well, okay. Rywek did go Rywek did jump in the water, but he didn't go to Ice Palace.
Looks like he's still got a hobo to check.
Yep. He's still looking for that ice rod. Unfortunately, he's going to have to go all the way through Pod to get that, and he's already been in there once, which is unfortunate for him.
And he'll probably end up full clearing Ice Palace before then.
So, Hippo's making his way down into the Stolfos room, and then we'll be headed over to the Ice Palace bomb jump.
I wouldn't expect him to have too much problem with it, if at all.
Well, I mean, it can be difficult to get Link to move the exact number of pixels you want. But that looks a little low, actually. That looks okay. There we go.
I say that looked pretty good. Because it could have been issues with the new sprite.
Yeah, this is why. So I've started playing. I like playing with different sprites. But you know the trick is learning the bomb jump. So I just learned everything based on the shadow, because the shadow doesn't change.
I've learned it based on the sword, but of course if you don't have a sword at this point, that causes a problem.
Right.
It's about time to drop into the Cold Stare Creamery.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so gonna have to hit him with 8 fire rod shots to break this shell. No bombos today, so you're gonna have to deal all your damage with the sword, but tempered sword makes that not particularly difficult. Wasn't able to keep him in the corner for very long, but that's okay.
Two down, one to go.
All right. So Hippos takes care of Cold Stare. Fine. And now we will head over to our date with Trinex in Turtle Rock.
At least he doesn't have to do it with Master Sword.
Oh yeah. Tempered Sword is fine for Trinex. We don't expect him to pick up that 4th sword, but that's okay. The Fire Rod was in the Misery Mire big chest.
So we've got Hippo about to go into Turtle Rock for his last dungeon. Bombos was in the big chest in Ice.
Oh, interesting. So you definitely needed the fire rod just to get into Ice Palace. There's no other way around it. I'm also told there is a bug net. That was in the Freezor room, directly above the Bombos medallion. Now, Hippos had no reason to get that, but at least Rywek will now have access to the Bombos to break Cold Stare's shell. But he's also got the Butter Sword, which will make this the easiest
Done.
fight.
I almost feel kind of bad for Cold Stare there.
I mean, it was a shellacking that just happened there. Alright, so Hippos is going to find, from this point, I believe, unless I'm mistaken, I can predict the contents of the next two chests. Are you ready? So the first one will be a small key, and then the next one will be a big key.
I think you're right.
Yeah, it's a real scientific prediction process.
Chain Chomps do not like Hippo, though.
Chain Chomps don't like anybody.
Fair point.
They are bred in a secret lab, specifically to inflict the greatest amount of pain, whilst simultaneously keeping you alive as long as possible.
You.
Sorry.
Of course, Bowser breeds them, which is why they hate Mario so much.
Yeah, basically. Speaking of which, we now have Toad.
Get out here, Toad.
I think Hippo is gonna have a bad time.
He needs another key, doesn't he?
Well, he needs the big key.
Right.
And you can't get through this door on the right without it, so he's gonna try to get through here and realize, wait a minute. Alright, he figured it out. No, he didn't.
We found a book.
Ooh. Book in the, was that in the Pyramid Fairy?
Yes,
Or was-
it was.
Alright.
And Rywek does not know where the ice rod is.
Yep, he's gonna have to start diving pendant dungeons. Hopefully he dives the correct one first.
He's got his fire rod, but...
So there we go. Hippo's figured it out. He knows he's got to go get the big key here in its vanilla location. Yeah, and if I was Hippos, I would definitely go outside and pick up the big chest as well, just in case it is one of the small keys.
Fair point.
Because you do need, I think, 2 more. No. Yeah, 2 more.
Is Rywek about to check? No, he's not about to check Ped.
He might. That seems possible. Because he doesn't know where the ice rod is. So that might be something he goes for.
We're getting a Ped check, but we know it's already dead.
Right, but you can at least be hyped for what might be on it. There's that small key that Hippo needs to get through here. And the last key will be on the later bridge. Oh my goodness, it's the
required.
validation arrow.
It's validation arrow. It's required, isn't it?
No.
No. Yeah, the single
we are
arrow.
Dairy Queening it up today. That's all I'm telling you there. Also, easy laser bridge today.
Love that mirror shield. And the key's in the last chest.
Isn't that where it is in the vanilla game?
I haven't done laser bridge in vanilla in so long, I don't remember.
I don't know for sure. I'm guessing.
But when we say validation arrow, for those of you not in the know, there's 2 single rupees and a single arrow that, for lulz, we just say it's required item. The run's not complete without them. Doesn't actually mean DQ though.
The lore behind that is that is the arrow that kills Ganon. And without it, you can't kill Ganon.
What about the 2 single rupees?
Those are the rupees, the last rupees that you have to buy the Zora item. I don't know. I'm just making things up at this point. Oh, so you face the other way. That makes sense. Hippo showing off the fact that while Trinex is dying, you cannot take damage from the spikes. And that's going to do it. 7 crystals for Hippo. He's on his way to Ganon's tower. Ladies and gentlemen, where do you think that big key is? We got 22 locations where it could be. I think it's Bob's chest because that's where it goes.
I'm thinking the front of the Ice Armos.
Front of Ice Armos. So that is actually the vanilla location of the big key.
I don't think we've had enough vanilla this run.
Needs more vanilla. Alright, so traditional route, that puts me on 14 and you on 15. But we'll see. But I like to go with the location when possible. So far, no one has finished yet. So once again, we have some of our better runners here on the stream. And we did get a small key, which means Hippo has the option, and apparently the intent, to try the right-hand side. He's skipping the tile room, which is a standard play.
What's funny is the one time you don't skip tile room, and it's the big key.
Yep, that makes your life, infinitely better.
So we've got Benteezy in go mode. I'm assuming he has the mirror.
Maybe? Oh yeah, he's definitely got the mirror. If he's got... Yeah. I was gonna say, if he's got Butter Sword, he's got the mirror, because one of the swords was in the place where the mirror was.
And LewdDolphin is also in go mode right now.
Yep. So picking up those fire rods for the go mode. Rywek, on the other hand, he's still got to find out where that ice rod is.
looks like he also still has to find Ether.
Really? Oh yeah, that's on the left side of Swamp. So if he skipped left side of Swamp, that's going to be unfortunate for him. All right. So we have checked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 chests, and we are now on to number 12 here in Ganon's Tower. Just another small key.
Next up is... Oh, I was a bit ahead. I was thinking Rando Room was right next.
Nah, but we got Fire Snake first. And just a piece of heart there, so now we move on to the randomizer room. So there it is. The big key is sitting there in chest number 15. That's the bottom right in the randomizer room, and Hippos is making his way up Ganon's tower. It's all execution from here, folks.
This is a pretty healthy seed too, so pretty well equipped.
And the only equipment he could possibly want is the red mail, which apparently Benteezy did find. So he's not going to be picking it up in this tower, that's for sure.
I did not catch where he grabbed that.
Me neither. At the time, at this moment in the broadcast, no one has finished. So we could be looking at our first place finisher here. We don't know for sure, but it could happen. It was an escape, apparently. Dark escape room, I guess?
I did see him go and escape. I didn't notice the mail. But that cold stare just got bodied by the butter.
Oh yeah. Butter Sword just makes such quick work of cold stare.
It's because butter and cotton candy don't go well together.
I disagree. Butter and everything goes well together? I don't know what you're talking about. Alright, so we see a very nice Land Molars 2. Missing one arrow shot, but, you know, what are you going to do? That's a very tough shot to make. I feel like fried cotton candy has to have been a thing at one point.
Well, we have deep fried candy bars.
Well, there you go.
I agree with chat. It has to be real butter, none of that fake stuff.
Alright, so Hippo making his way down the collapsing bridge and onto the fire rod room. Gonna use a green potion that he's had in reserve for quite a while now. Ooh.
Oh no.
Takes a fall. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to make it to the door in time, but we'll see. Okay, he does, but I would wait. Okay, there you go. All right. So we heard the thing go off. And that was the cue. The that you could go up the stairs safely. So if you
Yeah,
go
I
up the
was
stairs
almost
at the same time that that thing happens. Whew. Sorry about that.
But as you were saying about going up at the same time,
Yeah, if you go up at the same time that the torch goes out, then you will soft lock the tower. Every sprite will despawn. You can't kill Moldorm. Even if you could hover the gap, you wouldn't have Aghanim 2. You would have to completely respawn the tower. And Hippos has decided that the final chest needs to be exploded rather than opened. All right, so the final fight at the top of Ganon's Tower with Aghanim 2 gets 1 on that first cycle. Can be a little tricky to do geometry. I know for a fact that I'm kind of
that
garbage
was a
at it.
triple.
That was a triple indeed, and this looks like a double could happen. There it is, the double, and that's a 1-3-2, and Hippo makes his way to the Ganon fight. All right, so Tempered Sword Ganon with silvers. Fairly a little easier than the standard fight that you would do at NMG. You need 12 slashes or 6 spins or some combination that adds up to the same amount of damage for each of the first 2 phases. And then 4 slashes for phase 3, and then 4 silver arrows to a frozen blue Ganon in the final phase.
Looks like phase 2 is going to be a 2 cycle for Hippo.
Yep. And we move on to phase 3. One of the small instances of fight RNG that can affect your time and are left in this game. However, everyone will experience the same teleports during phase 3 as anyone else.
Unless you fall and have to do it again.
Correct. Which is sadly not something that I haven't experienced. Thanks for the bits there. As we wrap up this fight, go ahead.
And we still don't have any .duns yet.
Oh! Wow. Okay, so no .duns yet. And there we go. Hippos finishes the Ganon fight. And what do we have? All right. Hippos finishes in first place with an official SRL time of 1:28.54, followed very closely in 13 seconds by Gemini with a 1:29.07, and he's followed by Christos Owen with a 1:29.22, 15 seconds behind. So a very, very close top 3.
Separated by less than 30 seconds.
I was going to ask Hippos if he wants to come talk to me, but apparently the chat is in moderated mode.
Yes, Hippos did get top 1. He got a victory in this seed. Meanwhile, we've got Benteezy and LewdDolphin. Never mind, Benteezy just finished Turtle Rock. We have LewdDolphin working his way through. So they're about to be in Ganon's Tower, and Rywek is still searching for that Ether Medallion to get into Turtle Rock.
I forgot about whispers. They exist. All right. Ether was in the left side of Swamp.
Which is a real problem since he's already finished Swamp.
Alright, so I've been unsuccessful in contacting our winner to secure a interview, but we will continue watching our remaining runners.
I still say sub 130 is impressive when you need a pendant Helmosaur.
Quite impressive.
And the vampire skewer sleeps again.
Yep, one single arrow sitting on that pedestal. You wonder why there's so much security around it. I don't understand. Yeah, that is the single arrow. The official the word on it. We had Rywek check it. It said, "A lonely arrow sleeps here."
Now we got Benteezy is on the right path to the big key. And just note, we haven't seen any more finishers after those first 3. Now I gotta feel bad for Rywek over here. He is full clearing, trying to find that ether. She just found the red mail.
Alright, so we see LewdDolphin making the right side play in Ganon's Tower. That's going to slow him down a little bit compared to Benteezy, but Benteezy is making his way up Ganon's Tower. This will be, I imagine, a fairly short trip.
Rywek, no!
So
Wrong
Rywek
dungeon.
Rywek is making what is apparently a second check of Eastern Palace. Perhaps he skipped the vanilla big key chest, which is why he only has the fire shield. Well, looks like he'll pick up the riot shield here then.
And we have had our 4th and 5th place finishers. Blaine finishing with 135.28. Evanitas finishing 5th with 136.24. And we have a forfeit from the race.
Yeah, no need to call out that person for the forfeit, but yeah, we had one person who has decided that the remainder of the race is not worth their time, and that is perfectly fine.
As you can see, there are possibilities for troll items.
So yeah, Rywek gonna pick up that riot shield. He's going to be frustrated, and eventually he will make his way back to Swamp. He's fluting to 4, that's an indicator of Swamp. Apparently Hippos is pulling a Ben.
The banana.
Alright, Rywek will be making the play back into Swamp. He's going to pick up that Ether Medallion and curse the day that he skipped left side. And that's today.
It's a good thing he kept track of his items, though. Because, I wouldn't expect someone to remember that they forgot an item in Eastern.
LewdDolphin having a little bit of trouble with the mimics here in the mimic room on the way up Ganon's tower. Benteezy doing his best hover impression, but not quite pulling it off. Now, unfortunately, that means he's going to have to kill Mini Moldorm again. Or, not Mini Moldorm, actual Moldorm. Benteezy just trying to show off for a second. He does seem to have some amount of hovering skill.
Better than I got.
Yep. We've also had a few more finishers in the meantime. We've had Shyvox finishing in 6th place with a 139.04, TGH right behind with a 139.12, and Reg right behind him with a 139.16, and Unfit right behind him with a 139.20. 6th through 9th place, all finishing within 20 seconds of each other.
Oh, he almost got there.
Almost. So Benteezy's trying to pull this off, and he could potentially have some potentially have LewdDolphin catch up to him at this rate. Hopefully not.
And since he didn't open validation chest, he has to kill Moldorm again.
Yep. Ooh, now Moldorm is just having none of it.
We've got a couple more finishes. We got Monotsy with a 140-43 and Gloin with a 140-48.
Wow, snipes all over the place today.
So I like that he bombed the chest beforehand, had to throw it away, and then bombed it again.
All right. Rywek finally finds that ether medallion, puts it to good, frustrating use, and then takes off. That is. So LewdDolphin has in fact caught up to Benteezy because of those few hover attempts there. But
Benteezy's like, no more hover.
And we do see that there was just everybody's favorite Big 20 in the final chest.
I think that's vanilla.
Yeah, that sounds right. I think it might be 5. I don't remember. Alright, so Lewd picks up the double on the first shot. And another double.
Benteezy's through.
And the triple double. Eat your heart out, Michael Jordan. So Hippos, I tried to contact you about an interview, but I guess I didn't get through, or you just can't. So, but very much congratulations on that win. Now that I see you're in chat.
Oh, Benteezy.
Yeah, for some reason I couldn't type it in the IRC chat, so I sent you a whisper on IRC.
Hey, if we get Hippo in here, we might be able to have a 3-racer interview.
Yeah, it's very possible.
Because Benteezy and Lewd working down Ganon.
Benteezy is on a half a heart, but you know, is doing pretty well surviving. Oh,
that was close.
Oh, and he misses the shot, dodging that fire bat.
Benteezy, please. Wait, what?
And we are joined by Hippo, who was our first place finisher today. GG, sir.
I think Hippo might be having audio issues.
And we see LewdDolphin finishing. That's going to be LewdDolphin in 17th place with a 144.30.
Now, Benteezy, I had to learning something because he fell off because he swiped the half-invisible Ganon and still got bounced back.
Ooh, that is unfortunate.
And that might have just been a silverless slash.
All right, so Hippo is in the channel, but we're not receiving any audio from him at the moment. In the meantime, I will attempt to contact LewdDolphin for an interview as well.
And Benteezy has Ganon down.
Mm-hmm.
But what's he doing?
Yep, he's trying to hover to the exit. Ben is memeing with the best of them.
Wait, is that a dot? Is that a forfeit from Benteezy?
I mean, yeah, looks like it. He wanted to get in there and get the forfeit or get the hover, it just didn't happen. So there you go. We can still talk to him if you want to.
Like, okay then.
I think he wants to go do like major glitches or something. So he's just forfeiting right now.
And we're getting a stream of finishes now. We've even got a tie in 26th place.
Wow, an actual tie, 26th place from Ivy Karma and Ink Nun.
And Matt Kings was 1 second off from that three-way tie.
Alright, so there's LewdDolphin. I'm going to bring him in. Hello, LewdDolphin. How you doing?
Well, I feel a lot better having finished.
I believe it.
After having died to blind a bajillion times.
Yeah, blind does that. Blind does, you know, jerk things.
Yeah, being stuck with hammer for that didn't help.
Yeah, I'm actually decent with that fight with hammer, but I choked like one hit away the first time, and then when you have to retry him, he's in a very unfavorable position that you just have to wait for him to like move down in order to really be able to hit him well. Or at least I think. I was thinking about like coming back later, but it was a crystal and there was one item left, and it ended up having the flippers, which were pretty important.
Alright, I'm going to try to bring Hippos back in one more time just to see if we can make this happen. Alright, Hippo, are you there?
Yeah, sorry about that.
There we go.
Discord didn't like my Yeti, so apologies for the delay. GG Lewd.
GG.
Well played to both of you. Hippos, of course, first place today, sniping a couple other people within about 30 seconds. Pretty great.
And not just anybody, Christos too, right? That means a lot.
It's Christos.
You beat the Christos.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now he owes me a rendition of Danger Zone.
You are
Danger
greater
zone?
than even the Christos. You are therefore awarded the title of Big Christos.
Sweet. That sounds a lot better
Okay,
than
then.
Bridesmaid.
And it looks like we got Benteezy joining us.
What's up,
Hey,
guys?
Benteezy. That was some valiant hovering effort. Let's put
I
it that way.
tried so hard. I
And
don't
got
know
so
why.
far, but in the end, you still fell down.
many, many times.
I think you just want to fight Moldorm for the rest of your life.
Yeah, he's a big old plushie. I just want to hug him.
Yeah,
Which
he
is
wants
funny.
to hug you too.
Because when I decided to stop trying, he knocked me off like 4 times. And then I was like, you know what? I guess it's meant to be. I have to do it. And then I went back to trying, but it wasn't meant to be.
When do we get a Moldorm plushie anyway?
We need a Think Dorm plushie, I think.
I think so. I think that is correct.
I'll
So,
put it next to my banana.
You know, how do you guys feel about this seed? How did it treat you, and what sort of
Well, I got boots in 4.28 seconds, so
Yep,
that was
boots
funny.
for days.
Boots into Moon Pearl, and that was amusing.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
great. It was like every time you needed an item, boom, there's another one. Like you didn't even have to go looking really. It just they kept falling in front of you as long as you full cleared everything. That was the
The
trap.
only one that really trolled you was that fire rod at the end.
I'm not really sure how I could have gotten there any quicker. I guess I mean if I would have skipped all of Death Mountain, perhaps. But I mean, who does that?
Nobody's gonna do that. But you know, it was also pretty troll that the ice rod was sitting there on Helmasaur King, that you had to go in and complete a pendant dungeon just to get.
Yeah, every dungeon was required and every corner of the game was required. I'm actually surprised there were 3 sub 130s. Not 1, but 3. That's insane to me.
Yeah, every dungeon was required. That's right. You had to get the Quake from Hera. You had to get the ice rod and the flute from Pod, and you had to get the bow from Skull Woods. So yeah, all the dungeons you can shake a stick at.
At least the red blue pendant paid out super quick, so you could just kind of move on. I mean, that was about as quick as you can get 2 items from those places.
Yeah. Ben, are you about to go pull the pedestal? Is that what you're going to do here?
Quite possibly.
Okay. I'm not going to spoil it for you.
I know you guys already know what it is.
Rywek actually checked the pedestal early on
With what book?
with the book he got
Where was
in where was the book?
I think it was ice.
I was gonna say the
Yeah.
only 3
Yeah,
items
Ice
I haven't
Palace.
gotten are in Ice Palace.
Yeah, it has to be
I
ice.
100% of the game.
No, it was Fat Fairy.
Oh,
Oh, right, it was.
Yeah. So Ice Palace was directly involved. It just wasn't in there because Ice was the other Fat Fairy crystal.
And
Yeah,
guys,
Ice
I'm sorry.
was-
It looks like Benteezy is the only one to have validated this run. Therefore, you all lose. No, I'm kidding.
kill the meme, kill it, let it die.
Yes, it's dead. I'm sorry.
I opened the chest and I found the arrow. I think I have everyone beat. There's no way. There's no way I don't have everyone beat. I got first place in this race, as evident by my dot quit.
That is correct. Or, you know what I mean. Yeah. But for those of you who are, new to this, that, the arrow and the chest at the end, they have no actual bearing on the finish of the race. It's just kind of a meme, and a lot of people wish it would die.
It's kind of fun. Actually, bombing that stupid thing might have almost cost me first place, but might have been worth it.
I mean, but where's the fun in that? You gotta bomb it.
You gotta do something.
Gotta do something.
You should try fail hovering it 12 times next time.
Will
That
do.
one really worked out for me.
Is that a new category?
Yeah.
Hover fail percent.
I'm gonna try right now. You guys are gonna hear it on my controller, unfortunately. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're gonna hover the.
I'm gonna try. Actually, let me mute my controller, and then you guys can just see if I get it.
Nice. All right.
Mute your controller. Why do you have a speaker for your controller?
You might have a speaker near his controller or a microphone. So anyway.
Might be a PS4 controller.
Okay.
Those things have speakers on them.
True.
All right. So the three of you, excellent finishes or not finishes in this race, as the case may be. Ben basically finished, but he was just like, you know what, memes. Anyway.
So Rywek's on his way through Ganon's tower, and if you'll notice on his tracker here, he's got everything except for Tower of Hera and Skullwood's pendants and Aga 1.
Yep. His pause menu is completely full. He has every single item and all of the A items as well.
That's a pretty sweet kill there.
That's the strat I've seen people use when they want to stop to pick up the anti-fairy or the bunny beam in the room before. You just wait a little bit and then you spin all of them with your butter sword.
I didn't know that was a thing.
I saw Willard do it, so I don't know if that makes it a thing.
Well, if you saw
Well,
him do it, then why on earth would you do it?
It's clearly
Okay.
Willard's thing.
Okay then. Anyway, so
Okay, I got
to live up
hovering
to my
diagonally
name.
is
Alright.
even harder than hovering straight down. But thanks to you guys for having me.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
thanks
take a
for-
small break
thanks
before
for
the
showing
next
some
daily.
stuff. Yeah, I don't know if you guys are planning on getting in on that Randomizer all dungeons run, but this was basically an all dungeons run anyway, so I mean, why not, right?
Yeah, they pretty much all are at this point.
Yeah, that's how it works. That's version 28 for you.
But yeah, it was fun, guys. I'm gonna continue to fail hovering here for like another 2 minutes, and then I'm gonna go take a break. So I'll talk to you guys
Seems like
later.
fun.
Have a good night, everyone. Bye.
Anything else you other guys want to say about this seed or this run while we wait for Rywek to finish up?
Well, the other fun thing about immediate boots was that right before this, I did a key sanity that I never found the boots. So it's really funny that my very first chest here was boots.
Oh, very nice. I like how you guys had the presence of mind right at the beginning to be like, oh, I found these boots and now I'm dashing left. Oh, hey, there's this bonk rocks here. I should do that. And it turned out to be the moon pearl. Because I know if I'd have gotten the boots, I'd been like, all right, let's get to Kak in a dang hurry. And I forgot.
Rywek knows what's going on. He knows what to do.
But he's gotten at it, not using it.
I suppose. No, it was getting boots right away. Sometimes you kind of freeze for a second and go, wait, that means something. Oh yeah, it's right here.
All right, so Rywek takes care of Aghanim 2. No problems there, and Rywek will finally be making his way toward the Ganon fight.
Now, Lewd, there was one thing I wanted to say on your blind fight.
Yeah.
I think you are our only featured runner to go in there without a sword.
Yep, that's how I roll. I mean, I even knew where one sword was. I just didn't have the cape at the time.
Yeah, there was that. We did have. So there was one in Sahasrala's closet. There was one on the pyramid, one in the dark room in Pod, and one on the bumper cave. So they were kind of spread out, but at the same time, you could have picked them all up in one little fell swoop there if you went to pyramid and then Sahasrala and then Pod.
Yeah,
Oh.
I was intentionally avoiding the pyramid area until it was like the last ditch effort because I never went into Hyrule Castle, and I knew that like I could check Hyrule Castle if I'm going to check the pyramid, but I could also check the pyramid if I'm going to turn into Pyramid Fairy. So I was trying to put that all off for as long as possible.
That does make sense.
Did you say Bumper Cave had the last sword?
Yep.
Thanks.
I'm usually of the mentality that if everyone does a certain route, then like I could sort of get ahead if I gamble that it doesn't have anything, because I know that a popular route is to go check the uncle immediately.
Right.
I don't do that, and so sometimes I'll just avoid the uncle and I'll gamble that he had nothing.
Yeah,
And since
I
Hammer
tend
was
to
in Link's
agree.
house, I imagine that everyone went through the Hyrule Castle sequence too, since they could do it.
Well, I think Lewd also started from Sank. I don't know if he went when he went to Uncle, but I know he started from Sank.
When I say everyone, I mean everyone who's not starting at Sank.
Oh, okay.
Everyone except the people who I'm not talking about.
But yeah, I actually really dislike going straight to Uncle myself, just because if I'm gonna go to Uncle, I want to combine it with Hyrule Castle, and I'm not gonna get to do that most of the time if I just go straight there.
Yeah.
So that was a pretty nice seed, and Rywek finishes it off. Let's see if we can talk to him as well.
Finishing in 44th with a time of 2:01:02. It is unfortunate that Rywek skipped the left side swamp. That cost him, let's just say, a lot of time.
May have to start calling it the Rywek Memorial West Wing, but probably not.
I don't think he's the first person we've called that.
You are correct. Well, the thing is, I just keep passing the name around from everybody who does that.
Based on the comments, it seemed like TGH probably got nabbed
It's
by
also
that
the TGH Memorial West Wing, apparently.
I do remember seeing that comment in chat.
Yeah.
I personally always full clear swamp because if it does have something, you lose so much time having to reflood everything that it's just such a pain, I think. I know, like, it's a popular gamble because screw swamp.
It's just such a coin flip. You go over there and you'd spent 2.5 minutes getting to the left side, and then all of a sudden you pull, a fiver, and it's just face palm.
Indeed. Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Or I'm pretty sure that's the deal with swamp. Actually, there's a dam and everything. Sorry. Anyway.
It worked.
No, that was appropriate. It was good.
There's Rywek. Let's talk to Rywek. Hello, Rywek. Welcome and GG, sir. All right, we're getting a little static, and that's about it from your microphone right now.
GG, Rywek.
A little more. There we go.
Yay!
Hello, Rywek. GG, sir.
Well, I think I hundoed it.
Yeah, basically. That ether medallion there, kind of trolling you super hard.
Yep, pretty much. My mom taught me growing up, never skip swamp left side, and I just never listened to her.
That is a very interesting piece of motherly advice, because it turned out to be very important today. Yeah,
tracker here, confirming the 100%. By the way,
Yeah, basically every single chest that was possible to check, it was checked. I don't know if it was all gathered, but it was checked.
Well, there was Ice Armos Knights, I guess.
Yeah, there was no Ice Armos, Bob's chest, but that's about it.
Your item screen was completely full. 4 bottles, all the everything.
Yeah. I thought I was doing so well too.
Yeah, you basically were, except for that one little thing.
Wait, where was Bombos?
Bombos was... I can't remember.
In Ice Palace.
Ice Big Chest.
Ice Palace. Yeah, that's right. Ice Palace
Oh,
Big Chest.
nice.
So, yeah, the whole... so you made it through Swamp, and one thing I have to commend you on is having the presence of mind to remember all the things you left behind, because I know that at one point you went through sort of go-moded, so to speak, Eastern Palace and skipped that last chest, and then you went back in because you knew that's one you skipped, and I'd have forgotten probably.
Oh no, everything was very clear in my mind what was left, and like Swamp was the one that was eliminated the most, and it's the one I wanted to go to the least.
Yeah, it's just sitting there in your mind like, it's gonna be Swamp, isn't it? It's gonna be Swamp. I'm gonna have to go to Swamp. I don't want to go to Swamp.
Oh, yeah. I checked the pedestal before I wanted to go to Swamp.
Yeah. Speaking of which, that's pretty much the best possible pedestal item. Can you agree?
Absolutely. I was half tempted to go just finish everything up just to get that. I mean, it's so worth it. I mean, I feel like my run is invalidated.
Well, it's entirely possible. But yeah, still an excellent job, despite that one mishap with the one chest on the left side of Swamp. Still managing to finish in a reasonable 44th place. That's about halfway
It's
down the
reasonable
list.
enough.
And with that particular troll that the seed handed you, that's I'm sure after that happened to you, it might be better than you expected. So
Well, I hope I entertained.
absolutely. So for those of you just joining us, there are 83 people in this race. It's huge right now, and there are only 48 people finished. So there's going to be a lot of people still racing this. So if you want to, go cheer on your favorite runners today, that can happen soon. There's another race coming up on this channel in 40 minutes. It is an Enemizer all dungeons race, and the bosses are shuffled as well. So good luck with that one. I want to thank once again all of our runners, Hippo, Rywek, Benteezy, and LewdDolphin, for put on a great show today. Is there anything else you'd like to say, Rywek, before we wrap this up?
No, I'm good. Listen to your mothers, everyone.
Okay.
Good advice.
Rywek says, word to your mother. Got it. All right. Now.
I just want to say that Christos Owen is 1986 Kenny Loggins, for the record.
1986 Kenny Loggins? Got it. All right. See, now I just want to do a rendition of Danger Zone, but I don't think anyone wants to hear that. So, Dark Shadows 59, thank you for coming in for the commentary.
Thanks for having me.
And, of course, thank you to our trackers, Math Girl 718 and JTN 2002. Once again, an excellent job keeping track of all of these items. I couldn't have done it myself. All right. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I have been Dr. Bobtastic.
And I've been Dark Shadows 59.
And I'll see you later.
Peace.
Yeah.